Never judge a hybrid by its badge. The 2025 Toyota RAV4 Prime looks like a simple family SUV. But underneath, it hides one of the most aggressive powertrains Toyota has ever put in a compact crossover. And the crazy part? Most people who buy it don't even realize how powerful it really is. Today I'm going to show you what makes this thing so fast, how Toyota engineered it to beat gasoline SUVs in both power and efficiency, and why some experts think this is one of the smartest plug-in hybrid designs ever built. If you've always wondered what actually goes on inside the RAV4 Prime, not the surface-level features, but the engineering choices that make it charge, switch drive modes, push full electric power, and hit 100 faster than some luxury SUVs, then this video will break it all down. By the end, you'll understand exactly how this system works, where it saves fuel, where it delivers power, and what makes the 2025 version different from previous models. People love the RAV4 Prime, but most don't understand why it behaves the way it does. It sometimes feels like an EV, but not fully. It sometimes feels like a gas SUV, but not in the old slow hybrid way. Somewhere in the middle. And if you understand Toyota, its hybrid architecture, the power split device, the dual motor system, and the battery logic, you'll always wonder what's actually happening under the surface. And honestly, Toyota doesn't do the best job explaining it. Their brochures show numbers, not the reasoning. They say the battery is bigger, the range is longer, the horsepower is strong, but they don't explain how all these parts actually talk to each other. That's the challenge we were solving today. How does the 2025 Toyota RAV4 Prime really work from the inside out? We're going to break this part into natural sections, but still in a smooth, street-level style. No complex language, just clear explanations. The RAV4 Prime is not a normal hybrid. A normal hybrid has a small battery, weak electric motors, and depends heavily on the gasoline engine. The RAV4 Prime is a plug-in hybrid, meaning it has a much bigger battery, more powerful motors, and can drive long distances on electricity alone. The 2025 RAV4 Prime uses a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine as part of Toyota's A25 AFX's family. This engine is tuned for efficiency. It runs on an Atkinson cycle, which basically means it trades some raw power for better fuel savings. Alone, the engine is not impressive. But this engine is just one part of the story. The main strength comes from the electric side. This SUV has a large lithium-ion battery, usually around 18.1 kilowatt-hours, depending on region updates. This is huge for a hybrid. It allows the car to drive like an EV for city use, and still have the engine when you want long trips or high speeds. And then there's the front electric motor and the rear electric motor. Together, these motors bring the total output to around 302 horsepower, which is insane for a compact SUV that also saves fuel. That's why people say, it's faster than it looks. Now let's talk about the part most people never understand. The power split device, also known as the planetary gear set. Think of it like a traffic circle for torque. The gasoline engine, the electric motor, and the wheels all plug into this one little gearbox. It decides how much power goes where. There's no traditional gear shifting, no multi-speed transmission. Everything is controlled by software and electric motors. Here's the simple version. The gas engine gives power when you need acceleration or high-speed cruising. The front electric motor MG2 pushes the car in EV mode and boosts power when needed. The generator motor MG1 adjusts engine speed and also helps charge the battery. The rear motor gives all-wheel drive without any driveshaft. Because of this setup, the RAV4 Prime can switch between electric, gas, or mixed power almost instantly. There's no lag. No gear hunting, just smooth power. This is where Toyota did something smart. The large battery allows the Prime to drive in EV mode for a long time. The 2025 model usually gives around 40 to 50 miles of pure electric driving depending on weather and driving habits. But here's the engineering trick. The RAV4 Prime uses the strong front motor as the main drive source in EV mode. This motor is powerful enough to move the SUV, even at higher speeds. Most plug-in hybrids shut down their electric mode when you push the pedal too hard. The RAV4 Prime doesn't. It still gives strong acceleration even without the engine turning on. That's why people say it feels like a light EV. The rear motor also activates in EV mode for better traction, which is rare in plug-in hybrids. Toyota didn't just add a bigger battery and call it a day. They matched the entire system so that the electric motors and the gas engine work together for maximum output. When you push the pedal hard, the front electric motor gives instant torque. The battery delivers high power without overheating. The gas engine starts almost instantly. The power split device blends all the torque smoothly. The rear motor helps give all-wheel traction. This is how it hits around 5.7 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. For a family SUV, that's wild. A lot of people ignore cooling. Cooling is everything. If a battery gets hot, the car cuts power. The motor overheats, the car slows down. If the inverter gets too warm, acceleration drops. Toyota engineered the RAV4 Prime with liquid cooling for the battery. Efficient inverter cooling. Thermal management that works even under long loads. This is why the RAV4 Prime can deliver electric power again and again without feeling slow. One complaint people have is the slow charging. Toyota uses a 3.3 kilowatts onboard charger in many trims, and 6.6 kilowatts in some higher trims. That sounds slow, but Toyota did this on purpose. Lower heat buildup, lower battery stress, longer battery life, simpler cooling system. You might charge slower, but the battery lasts longer and stays healthier. Some EVs feel jumpy when regenerating. Toyota wanted the Prime to feel natural, so they blended motor regen, hydraulic braking, software smoothing. This gives you stable, predictable braking even when recovering a lot of energy. The RAV4 Prime is heavier than the normal RAV4. The battery adds a lot of weight, but Toyota upgraded the suspension with stronger springs, different shock tuning, reinforced rear setup, stiffer mounts. This keeps the SUV stable even with the heavier pack. Inside the car, Toyota added systems that work quietly behind the scenes. Heat pump for efficient heating in EV mode. Battery heater for cold weather. Smart climate control that prioritizes efficiency. Predictive EV logic. If you set a destination, it saves battery for later. It's designed to act smarter than a simple hybrid. Here's the big moment. The 2025 RAV4 Prime is the peak of Toyota's hybrid engineering in the RAV4 line. It's the point where Toyota finally blended strong EV range, real acceleration, useful AWD, practical fuel savings, smart thermal management, and proven hybrid reliability. Most plug-in hybrids pick one thing and sacrifice something else. The RAV4 Prime, especially the 2025 version, doesn't really sacrifice anything. It's fast, it's efficient, it's reliable, it's practical. It actually works in the real world. That's why people are paying above MSRP. That's why waiting lists are long. That's why owners keep them for years. Toyota didn't T-build a PHEV just to join the trend. They built one that might stay the benchmark for another decade. So what did we learn? The 2025 RAV4 Prime looks simple on the outside, but inside, it's a layered engineering project. The power split device works like a brain. The motors boost power instantly. The battery gives strong EV range. The cooling system keeps everything healthy. AWD works without any mechanical link, and the engine blends in only when needed. It's one of the few SUVs today that can be an EV on weekdays and a road trip machine on weekends. And that balance is exactly why people love it, even if they don't fully understand the engineering behind it. Now you do.